Morning, friends. Today we are going to study the unit second, that is plant tissue. In this unit, we are going to study definition of the plant tissue, what is the structure and functions of the plant tissue. We are going to compare all these plant tissue present in the plant body. There are different types of plant tissue occur in the plants. These tissues are also composing the organs, as well as they have unique functions performing in that organ. The tissue can be defined as the group of cells having same origin, structure, and performing same function. You might know the structure of the plant body. It has two components basically, that is underground root system and aerial shoot system. The root system has primarily a function of anchorage and absorption of water and minerals. As they have different functions than the shoot system, their composition is also different. Similarly, they also perform differently as the shoot system in terms of functions. The shoot system also composed of aerial axis. It may give rise lateral branches, number of leaves arranged in definite pattern, and flowers and fruits, which are the reproductive structures. The stem has different function. The leaves has another function, that is the manufacturing of food material. Similarly, flowers and fruits are the reproductive structures. So all these structures are composed of different types of cells and tissues. As they performing different functions, their composition, their structure, their arrangement of the cells is quite different. Similarly, the cells which are present in those organs are also performing functions differently. There are certain examples of the tissue which are commonly found in plant body, that is parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. The conducting tissues like xylem and phloem are also present in the plants. The tissues are most of the component of the plant body. The plants are composed of dead cells. They may be providing strength to the plant body. There are certain living cells which performing different functions. Some of the tissue are made up of living cells. Some of the tissues are made up of dead cells. Even though the cells are dead, the tissues performing the functions like providing mechanical strength to the axis. The wood which we commonly used for making furniture and other purposes is made up of dead tissue. The growth of the plant body takes place continuously. As the height of the plant body increases, girth of the stem increases, the leaves growing broader and expanded structures, development of flowers from buds to the blooming one. Similarly, the small fruits can enlarges itself. All these developments takes place due to the activity of the cells present in that organ. So all these tissues or growth of the plant body takes place due to the activity of certain tissues. Basically, there are two types of tissues. One of them is meristematic tissue and the second one is permanent tissue. There are certain characteristics. As these are the two categories, there are certain characteristics. The meristematic cells or meristematic tissue can be defined as the group of young and undifferentiated cells possessing the property of active cell division. This is the group of cells which do not have differentiated. Differentiation means there is no division of work takes place. This tissue is just divide and redivide continuously. The cells are very active, they are young and undergo continuous division. Meristematic is a group of plant cells that continuously divide and redivide. Meristem is a type of tissue present in the plant body. The term meristem was coined by Carl Wilhelm von Nagel in 1939. The term meristem was Greek term that means to divide. The meristem is composed of undifferentiated mass of cells that are rapidly dividing by means of mitotic type of cell division. You might heard this mitotic type of cell division, that is the cell divides into two daughter cells, the chromosome number is maintained, and the nature as well as the structural genetic composition of the cell is as to that of the mother cells. The meristems are found in all growing regions of the plant body, such as shoot apex, root apex, leaf bases. The meristems are originated from primary meristems, which are located in the embryo of the cell, embryo of the seed. The primary function of meristematic cells is to assist the plant growth and development. The meristematic cells are characterized by having different characteristics, which are as under. In this slide, we are going to study how the meristematic cells are. The meristematic cell is composed of, meristem is composed of living, rapidly dividing diploid cells. They are usually located in the growing apices of the plant body, such as root and shoot apexes. Meristematic cells are usually undifferentiated, means there is no work of division takes place. The cells do not perform any functions except the cell division. The meristematic cells are small, they are isodiametric or oval in shape. They are either rounded or oval in shape. The cell wall of the meristematic cell is composed of primary cell only, that is cellulose. The meristematic cells do not undergo secondary thickening, means on the primary cell wall there is no further thickening is going on that forms the secondary cell wall. Thus, the meristematic cells have only primary cell wall, which is composed of meristematic cells. The vacuoles in the meristematic cells usually absent. Even if they are present, they are smaller in size. The scales of meristematic cells are compactly arranged. The cells are compactly arranged without intercellular spaces. Means the cells are slightly loose, they are compactly arranged, they do not have space between the cells. The meristematic cells gives rise new daughter cells after mitotic division. So these meristematic cells do not store reserve food material in them. The plastids present in the meristematic cells are proplastics. Generally, the chloroplast is absent, but in terms of pyrenoids, the chlorophyll pigment is located. The meristematic cells do not have organic substances in them. In the syllabus, there is a unit called as the classification of meristem. The meristems are classified on the different ways. First of all, the primary meristem or promeristem and secondary meristem. Similarly, on the basis of position where the meristematic tissue are located, the meristems are also classified, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. On the basis of position, the meristematic tissue are of three types. One of them is apical meristem, the second one is intercalary meristem, and the third one is lateral meristem. In this diagram, you are seeing that this is an apical tissue, that is the apex of the plant body. In Marathi we called it as ankur. In this region, the cells which are denoting are just primary cells. They are located at the apex of the shoot. Similarly, at the tip of root, there are also similar type of cells are located. So Those meristematic cells which are located at the apex of the axis, that is shoot and root, are called as apical meristems. These meristematic cells are continuously dividing and add new and new daughter cells downward in direction. These cells helps to increase length of the shoot and length of the root system. Due to the activity of apical meristem, height of the plant body is increases. The second category is intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem is generally located at the nodal region. Intercalary meristem are the meristematic tissue which are located at the internodal region. They are smaller in size. They are having the ability to divide and redivide. And they, due to the activity of the intercalary meristem, internodal length is increases. If you observe the sugarcane stem, then you will find that toward the lower part of the plant body, the internodes are longer. As you go toward the apex, then the internode length will be reduced by size. Therefore, it is this activity to increase in the length of internode is due to the intercalary meristem. The lateral meristem is the meristem which is located, which is running parallel to the axis of the plant body. It may in stem as well as in root system. There is a cambium tissue present in between the xylem and phloem of a vascular bundle. This cambium is nothing but the lateral meristem. The lateral meristem helps to increase the width or girth of the stem. Due to the activity of lateral meristem, new and new cells are added inside to the axis as well as outside to the axis. Due to the activity of lateral meristem, secondary xylem and secondary phloem are produced. Similarly, lateral meristem is also located in the cortical region called as the phellogen. On the basis of origin, the meristematic tissue are of three types, that is primary meristems, secondary meristem. Primary meristem are the embryonic tissues which are located in this seed. You might know about the radicle and plumule. These are these small group of some of differentiated cells. They are mainly composed of certain specifications in them. The meristematic cells which are developed from radicle, they help to develop into the root system. Similarly, there is a tissue called as plumule. This plumule is also a group of cells which are located at the base of the cotyledons. This plumule undergo number of mitotic divisions so as to produce number of daughter cells, which on differentiation gives rise to the aerial axis. So this embryonic tissue, that is radicle and plumule, and from those radicle and plumule, so far is meristematic tissue developed, are called as the primary meristem. Now the second category of is secondary meristem. Secondary meristem is the meristem which is developed from the permanent tissue. During the secondary growth of the plant body, certain parenchymatous tissue regain the power of cell division and become meristematic so as to produce a continuous ring of cambium. Such a ring of cambium is composed of intrafascicular cambium and interfascicular cambium. This intravascular cambium is the lateral meristem, which is primary in origin, but the interfascicular cambium is secondary in origin because it is formed from the parenchymatous tissue. Certain parenchymatous tissue which have the ability of cell division, they regain this power and become the meristematic. So such a tissue are secondary meristematic tissue. Similarly, in the cork region, there is a cork cambium is formed. This cork cambium is also developed from the parenchymatous cells. The parenchymatous cells of the cortex region regain the power of cell division and then they act as a phellogen or cork cambium. So all such a tissue which are become meristematic from the parenchymatous cells or other type of cells, they are called as a secondary meristem. So thus in this unit we have studied what is the definition of meristem, then what are the types of meristem, how they are classified. On the basis of origin, there are two types of meristem, that is primary meristem and secondary meristem. Similarly, on the basis of position, there are three types of meristematic tissue, that is apical meristem, then lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask me on the Google Classroom or on my personal mail or on WhatsApp group. Thank you.